All right, let's check this out. Now, before we get this started, I just want to make this perfectly clear. Get this out the way, whatever that is. I don't have the biggest, I don't have the most knowledge of Superman lore, but there's been so much thinking, marketing, uh, 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 so many commercials, so many rollouts for trailers for Superman and Fantastic Four. Now, when it comes to Superman, I'm only interested is because of another YouTuber, well-known YouTuber by the name of Tyrone Magnus. I got to give credit where credit is due. Even, I would not even care. I wouldn't care. But because I've been watching Tyrone for so long, this might as well be called, this video might as well be called a Tyrone Magnus video. But because this is my first video, this is my rollout to a new channel. And if you recognize me, you recognize me, but I can care less right now because this is what I'm on. This is what I've always been on. Movies. I'm a movie collector. I'm a movie goer. And, I will buy them things if it's good enough for rewatch value. And so Tyrone Magnus is one of those people who I can relate to, you know. Just to give you a little bit of context as to why I'm mentioning the man's name. Millions of subscribers, all that good stuff. Furthermore, there are only a few people who I would listen to or recommend myself to as movie critics to get their take on something as far as the movie's concerned. I'll get their take on it before I will go actually see the movie. Now, also with that being said, that's not going to deter me from actually watching the movie if they do not like the movie. Okay? Just want to lay some foundation here. As this is my first video, you may not know me as well, or I don't think anybody should know me this well as far as moviegoer stuff is concerned. But there's a lot of things that I'm interested in. And, I just want to give some groundwork first. But today, I think this was today from Variety. Superman first reactions. Now, this comes from someone I'm not even familiar with. I don't really care who this person is. No disrespect. Don't care who this person is. But they've been raving about the first screening reactions to Superman, in which, by and large, if you're not aware, this film is under a whole lot of scrutiny. I mean, it's bad. Bad, bad. I mean, Zack Snyder has done what he's done, and then here comes a James Gunn. And if you know Marvels, if you're a Marvel fan like I am or Tyrone Magnus, lately the Marvel films have sucked. Super sucked. Bad. Very bad. So I'll put it to you this way. There's not a whole lot of faith when it comes to superhero films today. Today's films. So there's a lot of concern, and as expected, people can tell when you're BSing them. So with this person who is saying, well, Variety, here's the article. Superman first reactions say film soars, quote unquote, as a thrilling start to James Gunn's DC universe. If you've been keeping up with it, there's been no lack of backlash. No lack of getting that, of fans being pissed off. Okay? Me being one of them. And this is not, I'm not even talking about Superman. I'm talking about other stuff. All right? But I have my own gripes on. Let's save that for another day. Save that video. But David Cornsweet is exceptional, sharing off the charts chemistry with Rachel Brosnahan. Brosnahan. I don't know. I butchered that. I'm sorry. But all in all, the point of the matter is this. The reason why this article was made is for the fact that a lot of people have concerns, major concerns. You know, and I get, this is the entertainment industry. You may not think it's that big of a deal, but this is where people come to escape reality. I mean, it's the point of making a silver motion picture. You sit in the room, it's dark. You hope the movie has great CGI, has a good storyline, has good acting, make you forget, right? That's the point. That's why you have actors that are paid $20 million. You have a Robert Downey Jr. Getting paid over 100, I think it was 100 plus $1 million, if I stand correct, to come back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe after we all saw him die in the movies, which, it made a big conflict in the Marvel community, the fan community. Or like, why in the hell would you bring? We love him. We love his work. We love his acting. We loved him as Iron Man for an entire decade. Built that cinematic universe, was built on the back of Iron Man. We all know that and understand it. But when you put on the motion picture that this man is gone, he snapped himself to save everybody else, right? But you want to bring him back? It better be a damn good storyline. Because people like me are going to nitpick it and look at that and look at it from a logical standpoint, from storyline, from any other angle. The more it lines up, the more it makes sense, the more we're going to love it. If you try and skip over and gloss over something that the fans are going to pay attention to and put it under a microscope, you're doing yourself and you're doing us a disservice. Which bars the question, why are you even there? Why are you behind the helm? Who greenlit you for this project? Because you're not taking it serious enough. Now, I've never been on no silver motion picture. If you recognize me, you recognize me. Those aren't silver motion pictures, although they were shot in Hollywood, a couple of them, or LA, whatever. At the end of the day, people like to go to the movies to have an experience. Once again, Endgame. Part 1 and 2, Infinity War and Endgame, was an entire experience. I remember going to see that movie when Infinity War dropped. I already had my tickets in my phone. I was seeing it at midnight. I wasn't waiting till the next day. There was so much hype around Infinity War and Endgame. There was no ways. I was not going anywhere. I was going to see Endgame, Infinity War. Endgame, the same. Well, it was just as much hype, if not even more, because people want to know how that story is going to conclude. But anyway, I digress, man. I get a little bit passionate about this stuff because I'm actually I watch movies. You may think that's not no big deal or anything like that. Hey, I'm sorry. I like my True Lies. I can't even get into all the movies that I like. We don't have time for it. But the point of this article coming up today is to get us hyped about something that we already expect to be bad. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the more and more stuff I see about it's great. It's amazing. You should see it. I can care less. Like, the more I hear, the more I get concerned. Because there shouldn't be that much. The fans should be excited. I mean, like I said, I'm not the biggest Superman fan, but looky here. I damn sure like Man of Steel. Pause. Right? We will find him. Yeah, all of that. I'm there for all of that. Zack Snyder outdone himself with Man of Steel. I wasn't even that big of a Superman fan then. I'm bigger now. I'm a bigger Superman fan now. But by the time Zack Snyder came about, I wasn't thinking about no Superman. I'm a Henry Cavill fan now. You understand me? But they lost my mind when I thought he was gonna be Wolverine. in Deadpool versus Wolverine. Like, he was one of the versions. Like, oh, that would be a good idea. Well, who thought of that? Great job, whoever put that in the movie. Now you got us thinking. Like, whoa, hold on. That may not be bad. No offense to some of my mind, but you know what I'm talking about. The Wolverine, X-Men, who I grew up watching. Anyways, I'm excited. I don't want this video to be too stinking long, but I'm looking to go see this movie, and I'm going with an open heart, open mind. With me being in front of the camera a few times in my short, illustrious career, right? I have a certain level and appreciation to acting, film, movies. I have a certain level of appreciation when it comes to that. So that's where I stand on. That's where I come from. So does Tyrone Magnus. He comes from the acting world a little bit. And I don't want to talk like I've been, touch the mic. I don't want to talk like I've been the actor that you may know me of forever. And it was on nearly 3 years. I was doing stuff in front of the camera. And it's not easy. It's not as easy as it looks. If it looks easy, that means that person has taken the time to be prepared to be in front of that camera. You just don't walk in front of a camera and just do willy-nilly. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be on time, know your marks, things of that nature, right? So, with that being said, I hope this movie does great, man. But you know, like Tyrone Magnus, he will say this, and I'm mentioning him a lot for a couple of reasons. One, I actually like his channel. I watch his channel a lot. It's not just movies he reacts to, but he got. I know him through him covering what I want to say, Winter Soldier. When Winter Soldier came out, and I I really connected with him when Civil War dropped the trailer. I remember coming home from work. I remember that, man. I came home from work and I remember seeing the Civil War trailer drop, and I didn't watch it because I knew Tyrone was gonna watch it. And I said, I'm gonna wait till I get home. I'm gonna see what he think about it. That's how powerful being a YouTuber can be nowadays. Before it was considered mainstream, I was watching this like for my pure enjoyment. Now this turned into mainstream. This is knocking off the news, knocking off all mainstream media. This is where it's at now. And I'm glad to be here, boy, because this is going to be fun. I asked my AI on my phone today. I said, Capella. She responded back in her British voice, yes. I can't even do it. I asked her about, what do you think about me doing a reaction channel on movies? She says, it'll be a great idea. How shallow, right? How shallow. But I don't care because I love movies. But anyways, I hope this does great. And I'll get better as time goes on with my reactions. This is a 13-minute long video. Ain't nobody about to see here with 13 minutes. I'm going to upload it anyway. So the rest of y'all, hope you're having a great day. We're almost in the middle of summer. Superman drops in a couple of days. We're going to see what happens. We will see what happens. Huh. I just thought, and I don't know, I'm taking a long time to cut this off, but I'm excited. I'm just so excited to talk about this right now. Why? Because James Gunn out here, right? James Gunn is taking something that we all know him from something else. Is Guardians of the Galaxy, right? We know him from Guardians. He brought us that jewel. This is a damn good jewel. You have Vin Diesel, where all his script words, all his lines were, "I am Groot." What kind of job you get? How many millions he got paid for that? I am Groot. Say that all day. Then we got Colombiana, or is it Zoe Saldana? I hope I got her name right. Bradley Cooper. We got the Hangover guy, and then last but not least, uh, uh, I can't remember his name right now. Shizer. I can't remember his name right now. Star-Lord. But you know what I'm talking about, right? No one expected James Gunn. Who's a James Gunn? Comes out in the midst of all of Marvel's glory. Here comes the Guardians of the Galaxy. No one saw this coming. Well, you have a star-studded cast. And who are you guys again? End up being one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. Love Guardians of the Galaxy. 1, 2, 3, all awesome. I mean, if you want me to rank them, I put 1 first. Yeah. Just like chronological order, 1, 2, and 3. And 3 is my least favorite. I'm not with all that sentimental stuff. That's just me, though. Not saying it wasn't a great movie. That's just, But coming from that universe, and then you hopping over here, leaving Marvel. Oh, I think I remember why he left Marvel, because it was some bad jokes and bad tastes that he put out there. So I guess that's why he left. Damn, I guess he went from that to doing the Suicide Squad, which that was borderline traumatizing. Like it was a lot of stuff I wasn't ready for. Like he has a sick humor. I don't want to put that in like say a sick humor, but if you ever seen The Boys, it's a superhero show on Amazon. Gory. Mortal Kombat meets all your childhood expectations of a superhero. Oh man, it's graphic. Nothing you are not prepared. If you've never seen it, I promise you, you are not prepared to watch The Boys. Oh, I kicked that thing hard, didn't I? I'm telling you right now, that the thing's crazy. But making Superman, this is right up his alley. And mind you, granted, there's a couple of things from the Zack Snyder Superman that we didn't get, but we didn't care about it. Like is it the Fortress of Solitude? Is that what it is? Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's the giant crystal home of Superman. Super Dog or Crypto. There you go. You didn't get that with Zach. It's a couple of things, man. The Lantern Core. We got the Lantern Core a little bit, didn't we, in Zack Snyder's? Somewhat, a little bit, teasers. But the Lantern Core is supposedly in this one. Hawk Girl. Remember the cartoon growing up? I can't remember what. I think it was the Justice League cartoon. That's the only place I know her from. Hawk Girl. You just watched it every day. Just accepted this bird woman with an axe, not an axe, spiked axe thing with a sphere, with spikes on it, with a hawk head. Yeah. Oh. Hmm. I guess it worked. But anyways, James Gunn does this, and there, and I know somebody at the studio was thinking, let's just sweep all of Zack Snyder's fans under the rug. Now, if you're thinking numbers like how you should be thinking numbers, you're not going to take 100% of all the fans from what another maker did just because Superman is in it. That will be called naive and not doing your homework, because everything is numbers. If you charted this out right, you shouldn't even expect to get half of the fandom of from what Zack Snyder built. Because let's think about it. We had Man of Steel. We had Batman versus Superman. We had am I missing one? Justice League. Is that 3 movies? I thought it was a 4th one. But anyways, Zach built up this market of fans that likes his product that has Superman in it. The man that did 300. Talk about visually appealing. That man, right? Then here comes James Gunn with his, I don't want to call it, but it's goofy compared to Zach. It looks goofy. Not in a bad way, but it's like it's goofy. James Gunn has a goofy side to him, and he kind of doesn't know And I feel weird saying that. He doesn't put it in the right spots, in the script. I saw something with Jeremy Rans today. Jeremy Rains. He saw the movie. He had just dropped his review on it. And he said this. He said, there are pockets of moments in the film where you see where it's going. You see the point of this scene. It's supposed to be an emotional tie of somewhat. It's predictable. You see it coming. Then here comes some James Gunn humor. Throw you all out of whack. Like, what the? Just deflect, just killed the whole vibe, right? That's James Gunn. Now that worked in Guardians of the Galaxy because it's it's Guardians of the Galaxy. No one expected that, so no one has an expectation of how that's supposed to go about. Superman, people have an expectation. It's a higher standard. It's higher than Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's be real. It is what it is. So, with that being said, hey, boom. I'm gonna cut this video off. It's going on 20 minutes. I figured out that I can ramble. I'm a rambler. Someone that doesn't like to talk, that's an introvert, I sure do know how to ramble for 20 minutes. Good God. Anyways, comment, like, subscribe. I'm gonna work on this timing, man. This 20 minutes is crazy. Look at that. 21 minutes? Diarrhea mouth.